26, he is coming to a very important shloka. That is how to advise people, who to advise, where to keep your mouth shut, where to talk. This is very important for all of us, I think. Na buddhi bhedam janayet ajnanam karma sanginam joshayet sarva karmani vidvan yuktas samacharan. So here what he is saying is, we'll see the meaning first and then we'll go to the explanation. Na, not, buddhi bhedam. Don't intellects, the discord in the intellects, janayet, create. So don't create a discord in the intellects. That means don't disturb their intellect. Ajnanam karma sanginam. Ajnanam, the person who is ignorant, and karma sanginam, he will be at whoever is attached to the fruits, that person. Don't do that. Don't go and disturb his mind. Joshayet, inspire him to perform sarva karmani, all the karmani, the prescribed duties. Vidwan, vidwan is the wise person. Yuktaha, who is enlightened, who has this knowledge. Samacharan, performing properly. So what he is trying to say, general translation, the wise should not create discord in the intellect of the ignorant people or attach to the fruits of their actions. They should not induce them to stop the work. Rather, by performing the duties in an enlightened manner, they should inspire the ignorant also to do their prescribed duties. So what is he saying here? If you are a jnani, just don't go and give free advice. You should see whom to advise. There are 4 types of people. Okay, so 4 types of people are there. One is the pamaraha. Pamara means the person who is in just eat and sleep mode. Wake up, eat, do some work and sleep. So that person is fully in this guna called tamas. He is in fully in laziness. He doesn't use his intelligence. So that person is there. Then one more person is there called vishayinaha. The person is, they are involved in action. These people, mostly 90% are vishayinaha. They are involved in action. They are desiring of bhoga and artha. They are keeping whole day, they are doing something. But everything is towards this bhoga and this artha for gain of something. And then there are this mumukshus, slightly higher than that, maybe about 5% will be there, mumukshus. People know, okay, this bhoga and artha, we shouldn't be like this, so we will go towards liberation. That thought has come to them. So they are called these mumukshus. And then the paramahamsa. Paramahamsa are the people who are liberated. That is 0.0001%, something like that will be there. So to the pamaraha, you should never open your mouth, because they are like people who are just living to eat and sleep. So nothing will get into their head. So do not advise them at all. And vishayinaha are the people, don't talk to them about all this vairagyam and what you learnt in Gita and how you must go towards moksha. That will also not get into their head, because their mindset is do work, get the result. So for them also, that is not useful. What you can do with them is that ask them to do their duty perfectly in the dharmic way. They can do their duty if their mindset is like that. Inspire them to do, don't talk about Vedanta to them. And then the person who is this mumukshus, they are here borderline cases. They don't want to be there. They have not yet got enlightenment. They are the struggling people. For them, they have little bit vairagya. They don't have too much vairagya. So for those people, you can talk about this Vedanta and you can talk about enlightenment. You can talk about all those subjects. The jnani, of course, he himself knows, so no need, nobody will advise a jnani. But based on the kind of people only, you should open your mouth. You should not open your mouth everywhere. You should only tell what is applicable to that person. Only then it will register to him. Like even children or whoever, if it doesn't relate to them, they will not be able to absorb it. So first of all, we have to study in what level they are and what is their inclination, and only then you should open your mouth. And Krishna is very many times he will tell, 18th chapter also he tell, don't talk to people who don't believe in this. You should never go and talk about this subject at all. Discuss in public. Only to the interested people you must talk about Gita and Vedanta. So because it is very important. So what you can do is you can set an example and you can inspire people, even if they are in the stage of the student who is wanting the results. Let him at least do that properly. Then he will go to the next stage. Then he will say, don't. So you must inspire people in every stage rather than give them the wrong advice and then bring them down, or they will be not interested. They'll say, always you're advising me. So it will not go into their head. So based on their interest, we should give the advice. That's what Krishna has said. प्रकृते क्रियकर्माणि गुणैः कर्माणि सर्वशः अहंकार विमूढात्मा कर्ताहमिति मन्यते. So this topic Prakriti we saw in shloka number 5. Nahi kaschit kshanamapi jatu tishthatya karmakrit karyate hyavashah karma sarva prakriti jair gunaihi. Nobody will be without working. The jnani, that anyone, kaschit, jnani or ajnani, the jnani is not bound to the work, but the ajnani will be bound to the work. So same Prakriti is that word is used. We will see a little bit elaborately. Prakrite kriya karmani. Prakriti is the mode of the material nature. So this world, all these anatma things is called the Prakriti. And Prakriti we will see in detail in chapter 14. We will see how that comes about and actually practically. So now the question will be, okay, I'm learning about this Atma, I'm learning about this Prakriti, all the guna and everything, but how practically I will come out of where I am, I will go to a higher level is where we will see later chapters it's coming. So it is not just theory. We will be able to connect in the end with our lives. So Prakriti is the mode of the material nature, and it is made of the three gunas. The sattva, the rajas, and the tamas. We will see in very much detail in the 14th chapter. But here, just sattva is peace and it is quietude. Rajas is action. It is desire. And tamas is inaction, inertness, and delusion. So basically, this will describe the three gunas. So Prakriti will always be talked about in relation to the gunas. Kriyamanani. So what is being carried out? Gunai karmani sarvashaha. Gunaihi. So as I said, the gunais, by the three modes only, all the things in the Prakriti are being carried out. Karmani, activities, sarvashaha. All kinds of activities are being carried out in this way by the Prakriti, which is bound to the three gunas. Actually, first the Prakriti will be in when all the gunas will be in equilibrium, nothing will be there. Then the gunas, there will be a disturbance and then creation will happen. That is how they will explain creation. All that we'll see later in detail. By the gunas, everything is emerged. So everything in this world has gunas, including us. And that's how we go about our lives, using these three gunas. Gunai karmani sarvashaha. So ahankara vimudatma. The problem for this ajnani is that he is thinking that this Prakriti is him. The three gunas he is linking, and he is thinking it is him. The false I has been linked to the gunas. So those are bewildered by the ego and misidentify themselves with the body. That is, this body is the Prakriti, the example of Prakriti. Karta ahamiti manyate. So this person thinks karta, I am the doer. Aham, I, iti, thus manyate. He thinks that he is the doer. So the general translation is, all activities are carried out by the three modes of the material nature. But in ignorance, this person, deluded by false identification of the body, thinks himself to be the doer. So we'll see some explanation about this. So shloka number 28. Tattvavittu mahabaho gunakarma vibhagayoho guna guneshu vartante iti matva na sajjate. Here, guna guneshu vartanta will be given in your books, but when you are split, it will be vartante. You have to say vartante. Guna guneshu vartante iti matva na sajjate. That is correct. So here we will see the word to word meaning first, then we'll go to some explanation. Tattva with means the one who knows the tattva. With meaning the knower of the tattva. The tattva means the truth. Mahabaho. So the mighty arm. He is referring to Arjuna as the mighty arm. Guna karma vibhagayoho. Guna. There is guna and karma. Two things he will talk about that we will explain. Just for now, know that guna karma vibhagayoho is able to distinguish or find the difference between this these things, guna karma. Guna guneshu vartante. This sloka is very important. Guna guneshu vartante. So what is happening is that guna is there. Three gunas are there and they are forming your body. So everything in Prakriti will be made of the qualities. Suppose you have milk. You make something out of the milk, milkshake, then you make kheer. Everything will have the property of the milk. Similarly, the Prakriti, whatever is there, the gunas are there. Anything made out of it will have all the gunas in various combinations. So there are the gunas, and this is in the shape of the senses and the mind. So gunaha here, that word itself is meaning the senses and the mind here in this context. And guneshu meaning whatever has come from the gunas, the worldly objects. Vartante, they are engaged. So what they are trying to say, you are also Prakriti. Whatever you are seeing in this world is also Prakriti. So these gunas, that is the senses and the mind, is interacting again with the guneshu, whatever has come out of the senses. So this jnani, what he will do? Oh, this senses and mind is interacting with this computer. Okay, like that he will detach himself. But what do I do? So I am the mind, I am the senses, I am the body. Then I think I am interacting with you all, or I am interacting with this computer, I am doing this. So that separation is not there for this ajnani. Guna guneshu vartante. So he is thinking, he knows the difference. And he thinks that the gunas, the senses and the mind, they are also some objects. They are interacting with other objects. All are belonging to the same kind only. We think that that object is different and my mind is different. It is actually the same. All are objects. And because I think it is me, the mind is me, that is why. So the jnani thinks that gunas are interacting with the guneshu, vartante, engage, iti matva na sajjate. Iti, thus matva, knowing, na, never, sajjate, he becomes attached. So little bit explanation more is there. First I'll give the general explanation and then we'll say a little bit more elaboration. O mighty armed Arjuna, illuminated persons distinguish their Atma as distinguished from the gunas and karmas. So two things you should note. Guna is also talked about, karma is also being talked about. We will see what it is. So here tattvam means the knowing the truth. Tattvam, nature of that. Knowing that is called tattvam. Tattva vittu mahabaho. So here which tattvam he is talking about is knowing about the gunas, that knowledge, that tattvam he is talking about. Tattva vit, that means the person who knows about these gunas. Vibhagaha, vibhagaha means distinguishing or differentiation of the karmas. That is, there are two type things he is talked about, the guna and the karma. So there is something called the guna vibhagaha. And there is something called the karma vibhaga. Guna vibhagaha means to know that the gunas are different from the atma. That is to know that you are different from the Stula, Sukshma and the Karana Sharira. That is the Guna Vibhagaha. Differentiating the Atma to be different from the Stula, Sukshma and Karana Sharira. So you know that there is a sense of separation. And then what is Karma Vibhagaha? To know that the karmas associated with the Stula, Sukshma Shariras are not done by me. Really, the blame should all go to the body and mind. So tomorrow if somebody blames you, say no. Blame is going to my body and mind. These two are only interacting. The Atma is totally separate and it is just a witness. So the person who knows this, Guna Vibhagaha means to know that the gunas are different from the Atma. Karma Vibhagaha means karmas associated with the stula, sukshma, whatever, not done by the Atma, so not done by me. Therefore, karma also I am not doing, and whatever is happening, my mind and all also, it is not me. So know that these two are different. Karma and the gunas are different from me. For now, we should just know that guna guneshu vattante. That is the key word that these gunas, this mind and the senses are acting on the other. One object is acting on another object. That's all happening. Nothing else is happening. I am alone. That is the main point. Shloka number 29. Prakrite guna sammudhaha sajjante guna karmasu tana kritsnavido mandan kritsnavinna vichalayet. So he is concluding the Jnani Ajnani mindset. So in between he will keep introducing Jnani Ajnani slokas. So he is now concluding these two shlokas. So he is saying Prakrite guna sammudaha. Prakrite, again, born of this material nature, from the material nature, of material nature. Gunaha, these modes, the three gunas, sammudaha, they are deluded, sajjate, and they become attached, guna karmasu, to the result of the actions. Because whatever this body and this mind and the senses has done as karma, you got attached to it. Tan, those, akritsna vidaha, that is, kritsnam is one word, akritsnam is one word. Two words they are talking here. Kritsnam means basically everything. Kritsnam, that word means everything, and akritsnam means not everything. It can be half, it can be less than that. Kritsnavit meaning the person with knowledge, all the knowledge. Akritsnavit means the person who is half baked. So first word akritsnavidaha, that means the person without knowledge or he is half baked. Mandan, the ignorant. Kritsnavit, now he is telling person with the knowledge. Kritsnavit, na vichalayet, should not unsettle. So same as he said into shloka number 26 that we just saw. Na buddhi bedam janayet, that shloka, where he said that do not unsettle their minds. Keep doing your duty and keep inspiring them. Similarly, this shloka also, he says, those who are deluded by the operation of the gunas become attached to the result of their actions. But the wise who understand these truths should not unsettle such ignorant people, people who know very little. So don't go and give them any advice or talk about Vedanta or Bhagavad Gita. Just inspire them to do their work properly. That's all he's saying. So wherever they are, they should excel in that. That's all. And they should try to raise their level little bit. So this sloka is Mayi sarvani karmani sanyasyaadhyatma chetasa nirashir nirmamo bhutva yudhyasva vigatajvaraha. So here he is talking about 5 points. We will go through the meaning and we will see what those five points are. Mai, unto me, sarvani, all, karmani, all the work. Sanyasya, okay, sanyasya, it is completely dedicating to me, not giving up the work. That is not the action. Okay, no, Krishna said do sannyasa of the karmani. No, that is not the meaning. Dedicate it to me is the meaning in this context. Dedicate to me. Atma chetasa. Atma chetasa means basically here in this context, the person who is having the viveka, I will explain that. In this context, it means the person who is having the viveka of how to do the karma yoga, what he has talked about till now. The person who is a viveki is this adhyatma chetasa he is talking about here. Nirashihi. So the one who is not is free from the hankering of the results of the actions. So nirashihi nirmamaha. That is very important. The one without ownership, bhutva. So being yudhyasva. Fight. Fight meaning swadharmam kuru. Yudhyasva meaning swadharmam kuru. Vigata jvaraha. Without any perturbation or mental fever. We will see what it means one by one. So who has to do karma yoga? The one who needs the purity of the mind. That is why we have to do karma yoga. So Krishna said, okay, even Arjuna, if you had the purity of mind, you finish karma yoga too. And if you are a jnani, do it for loka sangraham. So how should I do karma yoga? This is the karma yoga saram. So karma yoga, everything has been combined in these 5 words actually. So atma chetasaha, we saw that the person who has this viveka or the intelligence of karma yoga. So what was this intelligence of karma yoga? All that we have seen so far. So the one who has absorbed all the teachings and is following all the teachings is this atma chetasaha. So mainly what is it? The attitude. There is a murderer and there is a doctor. What differentiates both? Both of them, the doctor, the patient died. The murderer has killed somebody. So what decided both? Just the attitude. The murderer wanted to do it for the gain, but the doctor wanted to make the patient better, but still the patient died. So both killed somebody, but then the doctor gets the punya and the murderer gets the papa. Why? Because of their attitude. So for karma yoga, the attitude is very important. That whatever we have seen, attitude in your duties, attitude in the results, relinquish the rights that come with the duties, all those things are combined here. And then another thing very important after all those things we have already seen so far, one more thing is that we should not take anything free and we should give something in return because you have to keep the cycle of life going. So that is also coming under karma yoga. So all the teachings of karma yoga, what he had done, whatever comes to me today, let me be equanimous. I will not have partiality towards any duty. Let me do everything properly today. And then whatever comes from that, also it is okay. I do arpana to you. And then I will not expect anything from anybody. That is karma yoga. I do not want to take things free. I will give something in return. That is karma yoga. So all these kind of good attitudes are the viveka that he is talking about. Just attitude based work. So wherever when we are going wrong, we have to think about what attitude am I doing this in, good or bad. So that is going to decide if it is a karma yoga or not. So that is atma chetasa. Mayi sarvani karmani sanyasya. Sanyasya he said that to relinquish or give it to God. So Ishvara buddhi, Ishvara arpana buddhi and prasada buddhi we have already seen. So that is what he is talking about. So every day we can say whatever comes is your prasada and whatever I get today, I dedicate to you. So this is the Mayi Sarvani Karmani Sanyasya. So just dedicate everything to me. Nirashihi. Nirashihi, we saw that he does not expect any results and he is also giving up the rights that come along with the duties. So no expectations are there. To submit Nirashihi means no expectations from anybody. Okay, whatever is coming, okay, let it be. So that is the nirashihi. Nirmamo bhutva. Nirmamaha, okay, the sense of ownership. this is mine, this person is mine, that nirmamaha, that attitude have to be given up. And also the doership also, that I am doing, oh I am so important, all that also is karma yoga. And vigata jvaraha, so being unperturbed, this is also very important, coming under karma yoga. Why you get perturbed? Either there must be two reasons for getting perturbed. One is either you are expecting that result should be perfect. That is one reason for perturbation. Or the reason perturbation is thinking I am doing it. So for me, two ways why this perturbation will come is only because you want results or you think that I am doing it. Vigatajvaraha means without perturbation you must do everything. And yudhyasva swadharmam kuru, you do your duty based on the 5 points above. Adhyatma chetasah mayi sarvani karmani sanyasya nirashihi nirmamo bhutva vigatajvaraha. So these are the 5 points. Summary of the karma yoga.